covered in snow right now.
So it's been about 2 days since you know, I was working on this garden bed and building the 6x4 garden beds. Some things have kind of changed. One thing, yesterday we went and got some compost, very aged compost. Said it was about 2 years of compost. Still some decent chunks in there. This is mainly horse manure. But we filled these up and these containers as well. So our plan is to sift it, put it through some type of a screener of some sort, and start filling up this bed right now, because this is the only one with the cage around it. But we also had a planned visit with the USDA, which is the United States Department of Agriculture, and they did a site walk with us here. And we want to start working with them so that we could start trying to get some grants to help us with our ranch here, you know. And one of the things we're trying to qualify for, and it might not be until, might be a couple years, it's quite a lengthy process, but whatever, we're going to start and we're going to try. But it's a grant to get a high tunnel. That way if you know about high tunnels, you can just extend your growing season with a high tunnel. So in order to do that, it's okay to start with raised garden beds as long as the floor of it is touching native soil, right? So, which all of ours are. We want that. We want the nutrients and the water and the things to absorb into the natural soil. We want the roots to touch the natural soil, things like that. But here's kind of the catch 22, the caveat to it, is that we need to have like a dedicated growing space, square footage, as he was saying. So basically what we need to do is just get all our garden beds and put them right here to create like a big squared area, and then that would be our growing space. This is how the USDA guy kind of explained it to us. And once we have a certain amount of square footage mapped out, then we can qualify for a high tunnel of that size. So if we have, you know, roughly like, let's say 20 feet by, I don't know, 10 feet garden space, we can qualify for a high tunnel around that size. If we do a much larger, you know, 40 feet by whatever, we can get a really large high tunnel. So, and it's something we can kind of grow on a little bit. You know, he was saying he understands that, you know, things change, gardens grow. These are very lengthy processes. It could take, you know, 2 years to qualify for a grant, and things change in 2 years. So for now, our plan is to get those 2 garden beds over there, bring them over here. I also need to start stapling the chicken wire underneath, so no you know, ground squirrels or rodents crawl underneath. And then we're going to be building 2 4x4 garden beds as well, and putting them right here somewhere. But I'll be doing that later on. I still need to finish this design. I kind of paused on it. Yeah, I made the other side. But there's, you know, there's still a lot more to do. But before I get ahead of myself on this cage design, I need to flip it over, staple chicken wire underneath, same with those 2 over there. So that's what we're going to work on here today. Today's Ashley's day off. She wants to get over here and help as well because she's been anxiously waiting for some type of soil or compost or something to fill these beds so she can get her seedlings in there, which are growing very well. They're getting very big, and they're just in, you know, small pots and stuff, and they're growing out of that. So yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. So I think I'm going to go jump in the side-by-side and go get a bunch of tools. I think I'm going to try to get my air compressor over here because I have a pneumatic stapler, and just bring all the tools over here since all the garden beds are over here. So I think I'm gonna spend a couple minutes doing that, gathering some tools, gathering some stuff. Yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, I'm back with some tools. I was able to strap in the air compressor. Unfortunately, as I was wheeling it over, this little plastic wheel just broke on me. Well, that's all right. That's an easy fix. You know, as long as the thing can still compress air, should work fine. Air hose, chicken wire, and we'll be giving power with our Anchor solar generator. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I'm glad that this is working out. I've been thinking about doing something like this, getting the air compressor up here, so I could start running more pneumatic tools as our projects grow here on the property. I can just easily take my air compressor anywhere on the property now, and then I can directly plug it in. I don't even need an extension cord, which is pretty cool. Let's see, let's give this thing some power. Okay, I think that's on. And just voila. Let that build up with air. I need to disassemble this A-frame assembly. Again, I'm just going to flip this over, staple chicken wire underneath. I know Ashley is, I think, feeding Autumn right now. I'm not sure. But as soon as she's available, we're going to be moving those two over here and doing the same thing. So yeah, I'm gonna sit you guys on a tripod and I'm gonna start kind of getting ready, getting set up. some progress. We got one tote emptied. We're working on the second one. Those 3 are empty. We're now putting the big pieces that we sift out. We're throwing them in there, and it's almost there. I'd say what, 3/4 of the way, a little more than half. So we're making progress. Let's see what our little girl is doing. Hi, love bug. How you doing, sweetness? Hello. All right. Whew, just got done. Finished up emptying this one. It's looking good. Got all the large pieces. All of this stuff will go into our existing compost, which I need to address and turn. But that should be nice. And yeah, we pretty much got this larger garden bed full.
Yay!
You know?
Planting starts tomorrow.
So it'll probably settle a little bit, a couple inches, but you know, we can keep adding to it. It's not a problem. And this 55 gallon is still pretty much full, about 3/4 full. But I think that's a success for today. We're gonna go get dinner started and yeah, just call it a day for now and do more tomorrow. Okay, we're back. Next day, I'm gonna finish up this last or this first garden bed. And what our idea is I'm gonna run another 2x2 going from this corner all the way to that corner, kind of like a cross member. And then we're gonna run some string or something going up to that cross member so that the plants have something to grow up. And then after I have that put in, which should be super quick, I'm gonna build basically like a roof. I'm gonna go get, I'm just gonna build a simple frame, you know, to this shape, which is, you know, 4x8. Staple in some chicken wire and just screw it to the top. I've been making this into panels. That way, if I need to or want to, I can easily just unscrew everything and take down a whole sidewall if I want. Like, you can see the screws right here and right here. So if I just remove these screws, I could essentially just take off this whole panel, and you know, the chicken wire goes with this one panel. That's just how I decided to build it. It's a lot more wood, maybe a little bit more work, but I don't know, it gives me comfort that I know if I need to disassemble this and move it or just get in there easier for whatever reason, I can easily just unbolt it. So I'm gonna work on finishing this one up. Ashley's already starting to bring down some of her plants, and she's gonna start you know, figuring that out, where she wants to put everything. And yeah, hopefully by the end of the day we'll have this one garden bed finished up. So yeah, let's I'm gonna get to work. All right, this is what I came up with. Just a simple frame. I just ripped some 3/4 inch by 2 inch wood here and just made a quick frame. So on the bottom side, I'm gonna do the chicken wire, which is right there, and then on the top I'm gonna staple on some shade cloth, because yeah, the sun is just gonna beam on these plants. And we've already did a little bit of shade cloth with this little potato plant inside here, and it seemed to help a whole lot. So we're just going to do it now so I don't have to take it off and do it later. All right, yeah, let's do it. All right, quick update. So underneath we stapled in the chicken wire, and now we're getting ready to cut and staple in some shade cloth. Yeah, and Ashley also put down some straw down, so it's looking really good. Plants look a little bit sad, but it's okay. I'm sure they'll come back, and we'll get them some water and some shade, and they have plenty of good new soil, so things are looking good. All right, here it is. Now with the shade cloth and this cross member in here. For the cross member, I used a larger 4-inch, I guess like a lag bolt almost. But yeah, something a little stronger than just a standard decking screw. And then I screwed the top in each corner. Just went down with 2-inch screws. But yeah, for the most part it's done. I think there's a few small finishing touches I want to do. Like I want to put like a little backing plate right here, just so the door doesn't swing inward and like hit the plants, you know. So that's something I want to do. Another thing is coming up with some type of a latch so they don't open at all. You know, I made these little handles. Maybe I make something else like this. Not quite sure. Right now I'm just tying them up with the rope, but it works. So we may end up doing more shade cloth on this panel right here, and maybe this whole side, because the sun comes up from over here and it just pounds on this side over here. So we're not sure yet. Still a work in progress. We still have a lot more work to do. Sorry for all the wind. But this was just, you know, us kind of figuring out what we want to do, trying to see what will work for us. We're just trying to protect the plants we grow as much as possible. Protect it from wildlife, protect it from the elements. But still giving them, you know, just freedom out here. I also think the shade cloth will be a bit of a wind block as well, because it gets crazy windy out here. So yeah, this one's pretty much tidied up. We're still gonna put the string or the twine or whatever we're gonna run, and I think we're just gonna like staple it to under here, and then we'll like wrap it around there and then go back down. And that way, obviously, as the plants grow, they have something to grow up. I know I've said that like 6 times in this video, but now that things are assembled, you kind of possibly understand what I'm talking about a bit more. But yeah, this one's pretty much wrapped up. You know, we're going to be finishing up this one right here. I got to still just come up with the design and how I want it to, you know, work, I guess, with the doors and things like that. But we're pretty much out of soil now. I mean, we have a little bit left in there, but we're gonna have to go get more, which is fine. We're gonna have to get a lot more because we still have those 2 to fill up, and that furthest one is the tallest one. That alone will probably take a whole yard of soil. But that will be another day and another video. Thank you guys so much for joining along. We really appreciate all of you, all our OG subscribers that have just been commenting and supporting us, all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining along. Again, we're trying to put out as much as we can. You know, things are a bit more slower paced right now because of baby Autumn. You know, we're just taking care of her. And but yeah, we're definitely trying to keep things along and keep pushing out content, so we really appreciate all the support. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video.